Hello and welcome to the UkeStuff channel, and welcome to this tutorial for my favorite things from the musical The Sound of Music. Now before we begin, just a couple of things. First and foremost, if you look at the description below, you can jump ahead to the part of the video that matters most to you. And second, we have a collaboration with UkeTabs, so you can find the chord chart, or what you'd call tabs, for this song at ukestuff.info. And you can find the link also in the description below. There are a lot of chords in this song, and we'll take a look at the chords you need for GCEA, concert, soprano, or tenor ukulele, as well as baritone DGBE ukulele, and I'll talk a little bit about strumming for the song as well. For GCEA chords, I'll be using my Bonanza Amoeba ukulele. I can take off the tuner at this point. And this is made by Pete and Shelly Mai up in Big Falls, Minnesota. And this is their amoeba shape. It's really comfortable to play. It looks a little different, and it has a aspen front and black walnut back and sides. Really pretty ukulele. The chords that you need for GCEA ukulele. Let's go through them. It's going to be a while. First chord is the D minor chord. Then the B flat major 7. It's not as hard as you think. If you know how to play that B7, you just move it back up the neck one step. The G minor, the C7, the F. The first real bar chord, and it's just a partial bar chord at that, is the B flat chord. So if you're holding your ukulele correctly, you can pull against the neck with one finger and do most of the job of supporting it. If you notice, my thumb isn't even pressing down yet. But then your thumb can come in and just support that pinch a little bit, and then you can put down the other two fingers that you need. As a note, if your ukulele is not adjusted for height above the string, perhaps you just bought it from the store, it's not uncommon for the nut side to be really tall, making it really hard to bar chords at that first and second string. So if you haven't had your ukulele checked out and you bought it or had somebody buy it for you, it might be worth having a luthier set up your ukulele so the string action is nice and low for you to play with. The next chord is the A7 chord. Then the D chord, however you want to play it. There's a number of ways you can play the D chord. I usually play it like a tiny G7, all within the second fret. My first finger goes to the third string, second fret, then the other two fingers go around it, like that. Some people like to play the D chord just with one finger, the third finger, going over like that. Other people like doing what the book says, playing 1, 2, and 3. Some people like playing it with 2, 3, and 4, if that works for you. The one thing I would say is just don't play it with your thumb. I have students who, when they learn the D chord, decide they want to do that, but then it's very hard to switch to other chords, so generally try not to do that. Then you've got your G chord and your G7 chord, and then we switch keys to a whole bunch more chords. You have your E minor chord, which is very much like that B flat major 7 we looked at before. You've got your C major 7, A minor, the Hawaiian D7 with two fingers, your G, which we've already talked about, your C, the actual B7 now, the E chord, and for this one, I'm just suggesting you go to the slower one. There's kind of a goofy one, 1402, that you can play. Probably not worth it. You could also do the full bar at the 4th string and then put your pinky on the 7th fret. But the one I use in the video is the E chord, where you put your first finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret, and then you use your 3rd finger and bend it to play strings 2, 3, and 4. Your next chord is the A chord, then the A7, which we've already seen, and then the D6 chord. So the ukulele is actually tuned in C6, so if you bar everything on the 2nd fret, same idea about barring, going across all 4 strings and pulling against yourself. That's the D6 chord. And those are the many chords that you need to use with GCEA Ukulele on this song. So let's take a look at the chords that you need to play with baritone ukulele, DGBE. And for this video, like most of the videos that I do, because I only own one baritone, this is what I use. It's my mainland baritone, has a cedar top and rosewood back and sides. So let's look at those many, many chords. The first chord is the D minor chord. Then you've got the B flat major chord. So what you have to do is you have to create a bar at the 3rd fret. And again, it's one finger across all 4 strings, and you have to pull against the ukulele if you're holding it right, and it should sound even if your thumb's not on it, but then your thumb can go back there and just support it. And then what you're going to do with the 3rd finger is to play the 5th fret on the 1st string. That's your B flat major 7. Then you've got your G minor chord. Just move your finger over a little bit from where we just were. The C7 chord, this one's a little bit of a stretch. You make your C chord, and then you add your next 2 fingers on the 3rd fret below that. Then we've got the F chord. The same theory with the F chord is that partial bar, you should be able to pull against the instrument a little bit to make it easier to play that. Then you've got your B flat chord. I generally play with my 1st finger up here and 2nd and 3rd fingers in that order on strings 3 and 2 on that 3rd fret. Then your A7, another bar chord, 2nd finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Your D chord, your G, and your G7. And then we switch into E minor. So first we get the E minor chord. And so the next chord is really the hardest of the song on baritone, and it requires some calisthenics with your hand. If you can't do it, just play the C chord, because the difference between C major and C major 7 is 1 note, and the C chord will fit with it. But here's what it is. 1st finger goes on the 2nd string 1st fret. Try to get as close to the middle fret as you can for this one. 2nd finger goes to the 4th string 2nd fret, which is your normal C chord. Then your 3rd finger is going to go on the 1st string 3rd fret. So you've got these notes covered. And then your 4th finger is going to go on the 3rd string 4th fret. And you have to keep everything in place to make that one work. That's the tough one. Then you've got your A minor chord, your D7 chord, your G chord, your C chord, your B7 chord, your E chord, your A, your A7 again, and then finally the D6 chord. And those are the chords you need to be successful on this song on baritone ukulele. As for strumming, quite honestly, I use one pattern, and then I attempted to show where I kind of do single hits in the song with some down arrows as the song goes along in the play-alongs. But if I just take the chords at the beginning, I've got an E minor, and then a C major 7. Then you've got an A minor, a D7, G, C, G, C, A minor, B7. I'm just going to show you what I do. And generally I find myself, and especially if I'm playing away from the recording and I'm following like the chord chart, I'm hearing this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And that's all the E minor chord. Now the recording can be hard to follow sometimes. And it's too bad we don't have a director with it, but it's still that pattern works. But if it gets to be too hard for you, you can play single chords too with every chord that you see, right? But I'll just show you what I'm thinking about. So I'll be singing in my head, not singing out loud. Again, there's copyright issues when you actually use the melody of a song. So C major 7, A minor, D7, G, C, G, C, A minor, D7. And then you go back to E minor again. The only two other things that have to kind of do with strumming would be these two thoughts. First of all, there is the part where suddenly the song shifts to major for a few notes. Just be ready for that. It's when you sing or play Girls in White Dresses. And then the single hits on the When the Dog Bites. Again, I try to put arrows there, but you'll have down, 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 down. And I tried to put that right there in the play along so you could see it and follow it. So I hope you enjoy playing this song. I love the song, I love the musical, and it's been fun to do a couple of these songs as part of the play alongs here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.